Hey gamers, if you like combat and strategic card play and love a game with some asymmetry, then you might want to check out Space Lion Divide and Conquer. Let's take a look at how this one plays. In this game, each player will take on the role of a different army, and that army will have their own setup and additional rules that they can read to understand how their unique setup works. Each player will have a deck of cards numbered 1 through 6, and most players will start with one of those cards upgraded as a lion card. The red faction is a little bit different. They won't start with one upgraded because they have the ability to upgrade throughout the game to have multiple cards of that kind, but other players do not. You'll set up a battlefield between each pair of players with their respective colors, and one battlefield in the middle will have every player's color in it. Throughout the game, players will be able to use cards for their discard ability by playing them onto their board and doing the respective ability, or they'll be able to play cards out into the different battlefields as long as one of their types is present there. They can play them face down and it won't be revealed until that battle is resolved, or they can potentially play them face up, especially if they have a lead ability and they want to be able to execute that. They'll have to play face up to a battlefield. When battlefields are resolved, whoever has the higher strength will be able to earn a medal, and the player with the most medals at the end of the game wins. Again, each faction will have their own special rules. Their cards are all going to be different. Their strengths might fluctuate. So everything about the game is going to be a little bit different every time. As you can see, the blue player over there has energy cubes and a die that will affect one of their cards. The yellow player has some decrees that they can play throughout the game to change how things will work at different battlefields. And the red player, in addition to what I've already mentioned, has some other little units here that can go out to add to their strength as well. And they have a nuke that they can use once per game to destroy one of the battlefields in play. Again, the player with the most medals at the end of the game wins, and that'll all come down to how they play their cards and if they have the most strength and the most battles throughout the game. Overall, I really enjoyed this game. I really like games with that little bit of asymmetry where everybody's playing slightly differently, but we're all coming together to play in one battlefield in the middle. And I think that it works really well here because the games are not that different, even though some players have like those energy cubes or some players can upgrade more of their cards. The core game is still the same, and I think that that just blends really well together. I did think that some of the factions were a little bit trickier to use than others. Like I would definitely say that the red faction for me was a great starter one because I think that what they're doing, upgrading their cards, is very straightforward. So as you're getting acclimated to the game, I think that that's a really great one to start with. But other ones have other interesting things. I know that the green faction kind of tries to grow more and more units throughout the game as long as they keep winning. The purple faction can really utilize things that are in destroyed piles in order to increase their strength on cards as well. So there is a lot of variability in that as well. You can also play solo. There's an AI deck, which I think is really cool. I think that that also worked really well because since even in the normal game, players can play things face down, it didn't feel like the AI deck was any more random than that because either way, you really don't know what's going out or what's going to get played. So it all kind of comes down to just playing as best you can and preparing and seeing if you can just kind of get as much strength as you can in all battlefields so that you can win those medals. But overall, I thought it was a really cool game, really worked well, and you can check out my full thoughts on the blog today to see if this one's for you.